Today we got Thor, the Asgardian god of thunder, taking on Aquaman, King of Atlantis. But, the twist, Aquaman with Poseidon's Trident. So who comes on top? Well, let's find out. Now, Thor is the Asgardian god of thunder, and the son of Odin, the All-Father of Asgard, and the elder Earth goddess Gaia. Combining the power of both worlds, Thor is arguably the greatest and mightiest defender of both. Armed with his powerful enchanted Uru hammer Mjolnir, Thor is the mightiest warrior of Asgard, a founding member of the Avengers, and one of the strongest, most powerful beings on Earth. He's the strongest of the Asgardian gods, and his strength is considered to be incalculable. It doesn't really have an upper limit. His strength is comparable to Hulk and Hercules. He can destroy entire planets with the force of his blows, and he's lifted the Midgard serpent, which was larger, weighed much more than the Earth. He's one of the most durable heroes in the Marvel Universe, and has been able to withstand attacks from Hulk, planet-shattering blows, and energy blasts from Celestials and Odin. So yeah, he's pretty durable. Thor's able to go for extended periods of time without food, water, and sleep, and one time fought the Frost Giants for 9 months straight. He's one of the most trained and experienced warriors in the Marvel Universe, and actually a skilled hand-to-hand fighter, even though he tends to use a brawling technique. He's also a skilled weapons expert, with the most notable weapon being Mjolnir. Now, besides the obvious fact that the hammer can be used to hit stuff, and even destroy mountains and planets, Mjolnir has a ton of abilities. Thor can control the weather, even affecting it on a planetary scale, and unleash electrical storms, hurricane winds, tornadoes, tidal waves, blizzards, and earthquakes. He's even done some out-of-the-box things too, like when he made it rain fire. While Thor doesn't have the innate ability to fly, if he swings Mjolnir at faster than light speeds, he's then able to fly. Thor can manipulate matter on a vast scale, and he's able to transmute elements. He's able to turn intangible and invisible, and Mjolnir is also able to create nearly impenetrable force fields. He's able to absorb and project energy blasts with Mjolnir. It doesn't even have to wait for an opponent to shoot a blast of energy, but he can absorb it directly from their body. One of Thor's most powerful attacks is the God Blast, which killed the Midgard Serpent and injured Galactus. He also has the Anti-Force, which is unbelievably powerful. It took out the entire Battle of Barbarians in one blast. And then in the corner of Aquaman, the son of Atlantean Queen and a lighthouse keeper from the town of Amnesty Bay, Arthur Curry would grow up to become the superhero Aquaman, and later take on his birthright as the King of Atlantis. He's a founding member of the Justice League, and is among DC Comics' most recognized heroes. Aquaman possesses incredible strength, and is easily able to move more than 100 tons. He's pushed down tectonic plates into the trench, held up a city block, and lifted an oil rig platform. He's also been able to hold his own in a fight with Wonder Woman, Lobo, and Trident, and managed to sucker punch Superman and send him flying. Aquaman is superhumanly durable. However, he is susceptible to piercing attacks. He's pretty durable to blunt force and energy blasts though, and has been able to withstand punches from Despero and blasts from Starro before. His stamina is also incredible. He's able to swim around the Earth for an endless period of time, and fight in a dimension with multiple suns for hours on a time, without growing tired. While not quite a speedster, Aquaman has incredible reflexes. He's able to dodge point-blank gunfire and lightning, and his reflexes are even superior to Deathstroke, which is pretty impressive. Under the water though, his upper limit is unknown, but he has mentioned that he's usually faster than Superman while he's under the water. Arthur can also move so fast, and create huge whirlpools, tidal waves, and even spin his hands to create vacuums in the water. While Aquaman has many different powers, perhaps the most famous one is his telepathic ability to communicate with marine life. But the thing is, he's such an achieved telepath, and has communicated with marine life all of his life, that he's also able to engage in mind communication with non-aquatic life, even Marsh Manhunter. However, as of right now, his telepathic powers have been downgraded, and he really only communicates indirectly with marine life. Aquaman is an expert fighter. and excels in hand-to-hand combat, and is very, very skilled with his trident. Speaking of his trident, in this fight, Arthur will be given Poseidon's trident, which Aquaman has described as giving him ancient powers and control over the storm, wind and rain, and thunder and lightning. He's able to summon a powerful blast of lightning, create giant ice pillars, freeze opponents, and even bring up large rocks from the earth. The trident is able to block magical blast, allows him to fly, and he can even teleport anywhere in the world, or even to other worlds. Then the trident is able to transform back and forth from a trident to a small sword. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, in a normal fight, or a fight that really isn't near the water, Thor's gonna win every single time. And that's not just me saying that as a big Thor fan. It's just that the God of Thunder is superior in pretty much every single way, being stronger, more durable, has a whole lot more powers, and has a better weapon in Mjolnir. So that's why we're going to put this fight on a small little island. They'll start off on land, but Aquaman will have access to the water when he needs it, and that simple fact makes this fight very different and very interesting. Honestly, either one can come out on top. That's coming from a self-confessed Thor fan. So I suppose we should start out by talking about physicality. Now, with strength, gotta get that edge of Thor. He's easily one of the top 3 strongest heroes in the Marvel Universe. Has been able to lift Asgard, which isn't just a city, it was actually about as big as Midgard, and lifted the Midgard Serpent. Aquaman's thrown around cruise ships, which is impressive, but a cruise ship compared to the Midgard Serpent? No contest. However, I don't think anyone was expecting Aquaman to be stronger than Thor, even while under the water. Now, that itself doesn't put him out of the fight. And besides, lifting strength isn't nearly as important here as striking power. After all, it's a fight, not a strongman competition. And in that realm, they're actually closer than you might think. With Mjolnir on his side, he's destroyed planets, knocked Galactus over, and actually managed to momentarily knock out the Phoenix Force. That's definitely the upper limits, and Thor not holding back, but it kind of shows you what we're dealing with here. However, Aquaman has done really well against DC powerhouses, breaking out of Hercules' hold twice, and Thor has consistently struggled against the Marvel version of the character. He's sent both Superman and Wonder Woman flying with punches, and even arguably knocked Clark out. It kind of depends on how you read the comic, and actually overpowered and beat a possessed Martian Manhunter while under the water. Yeah, I'd say that Arthur will give Thor a fight, even if the God of Thunder is actually stronger. So who's more durable? Well, that's kind of easy. Thor. Aquaman is superhumanly durable. He's able to take blows from Wonder Woman, Lobo, Martian Manhunter, Trident, and Superman, and was relatively unfazed by them. However, Arthur is bled or bruised from bullets, and famously had his hand cut off or even cut it off himself. He's also been burned by Black Manta's laser blast. On the other hand, Thor's able to take blows from Hulk, Thanos, and Surtur. He's barely been cut by Wolverine's adamantium claws, had a conversation in the sun, and withstood an explosion that destroyed a small solar system. However, while Thor is definitely stronger and more durable, one of his notable weaknesses is that he's really not that fast. He can throw his hammer fast, and actually throw it faster than the speed of light, but people like Spider-Man and others have outmaneuvered him before. It also doesn't help that Thor basically uses no speed in a fight, instead of just going straight forward and brawling, relying on his strength and durability to lead him to victory. Aquaman's able to fight a bit differently, especially under the water. You see, when Arthur's under the water, he's able to move so fast that his top speed is unknown, and is actually faster than Superman. So Thor's both stronger and more durable. But Aquaman's got a massive advantage when it comes to speed under the water. So who wins? Well, I think so much of this fight hinges on the fact that it takes place on an island and near the water, because that gives such a great advantage to Aquaman. For starters, not only does it greatly increase his speed to where he's a whole lot faster than Thor, He's actually got essentially a Wolverine level healing factor while under the water. I mean, on several occasions, Aquaman has been mortally wounded. He was going to die, but he was able to get back into the water and instantly recovered. And with them being on an island surrounded by water, well, that kind of spells trouble for Thor, and his attacks aren't going to be nearly as effective. Now, that's not to say that Thor doesn't have his fair share of advantages, regardless of where they are. Mjolnir itself packs quite a wallop. Water is a great conductor for lightning. He can absorb and project energy. He's even got powerful attacks like the God Blast, which a hungry Galactus was afraid would actually kill him. However, Aquaman's shown that he has the durability to take some swings from Mjolnir. He's taken attacks on Superman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter. Then Thor also always holds back against mortals for fear of killing them, even at risk of losing the battle itself. So Thor isn't going to be going as hard as he possibly can at the beginning of the fight. Aquaman actually isn't weak to lightning, having survived lightning that knocked out Superman and Wonder Woman, and he's been struck by lightning countless times before, even while in the water. Then with Poseidon's Trident, Aquaman can actually control lightning, which might suggest that he's invulnerable to lightning attacks, like how Thor is. Then with the God Blast, well, yeah, that would kill Aquaman. But like we already established, Thor would never use it against the immortal. Then Aquaman is the greater fighter than Thor is, as he's shown actual skill and fought against Wonder Woman and put some moves over her. Thor, on the other hand, fights like a bull in a china shop, just rushes in there, relying on his strength and power to let him win. He can destroy a lot of stuff, but there's really no finesse or skill about it. Then Aquaman doesn't just have to fight hand to hand, but he's got his trident as well. Thor's shown that he can be stabbed before. He's actually been stabbed through multiple times throughout the years. So while Wolverine's not really cut him with his claws, that's probably because Wolverine either wasn't really trying or wasn't strong enough. Because plenty of other people have stabbed Thor throughout the years. And Aquaman's been able to stab out Darkseid's eyes, who is at the very least as durable as Thor. Finally, since they're near the water, Aquaman can summon an army of sea creatures, most notably Topo, who's a colossal kraken, and has enough power to definitely make it difficult for Thor. But even more general sea creatures are enough to at least distract Thor from Aquaman. I mean, he's summoned great white sharks who have broken through Green Lantern constructs, and giant squids who have restrained Hercules. So how do I see this fight playing out? Well, Aquaman's no fool, and he's going to go straight in the water, where he knows he's most powerful. And Thor actually has a tendency to bull rush in and not think, meaning that he'll likely forego the advantage he has on land and rush into the water, banking that he can overpower Aquaman. And in the water, Aquaman with the speed advantage means he'll land the first hit and land more hits as well. Arthur's also likely use both ends of the trident, the blunt ends and the blades. The trident can do some serious damage to Thor, no way around it. Now, Thor can do some damage to Aquaman as well, but since the God of Thunder usually holds back, I don't see his blows doing any more damage than Superman's or Martian Manhunter's, and Aquaman has tanked those before, especially under the water. Then in the water, it's also likely that Aquaman will summon his sea monsters to help him out, including Topo and the gigantic sea creatures, even more typical ones. Thor will be able to use Mjolnir to dispatch them, but all they really need to do is momentarily distract him or restrain him, and Aquaman gets some more hits in, especially stabs with his trident. The water's just Aquaman's domain, and I don't see him losing this one here, even to the God of Thunder, and that's coming from a self-professed Thor fan. Anywhere else and Thor wins. He's stronger, more durable, has greater striking power, and has Mjolnir on his side. But here, on this island and in the water, Aquaman is winning. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts, so sign off down in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button. More videos just one every single weekday, and I'll see you next time.